Let's talk about what is overwhelming when we're parents. When I came home from almost a week away over the 4th of July holiday with my husband and our 3-year-old and my sister-in-law who'd flown in from out of state to be with everybody, as soon as we got into our condo and we dropped our armloads of bags, I had this immense feeling of overwhelm take over me. And I wasn't totally sure how to handle it, but I do have some good health habits. So I thought instead of complaining about feeling like we're in too small of a space with too many things and I need to declutter or we need to buy a house, those are real conversations in my family, I decided to meditate. And when I sat down for 10 minutes just to feel whatever was coming up so that I wasn't going to be crabby or snappy after this beautiful, refreshing week away, the feelings that came up were overwhelmed, sad, and scared. And I didn't really have any good explanation for it. I just knew I felt that way. My husband came in and asked what was up. And I let him know those 3 words. I said, I feel overwhelmed and sad and scared. And he was immediately present with me and listened. And at dinner that night, I shared the same feelings with my sister-in-law so that she understood what was bubbling beneath the surface. Now, she happens to be incredible at space planning and organization. And when we got home from dinner and my kiddo to sleep, usually I'm in bed by about 8:30 because I like to get up for early morning rows. But we were up until 11:30 p.m., Dakota and I. And what she did is she helped me look at the space and realize that it wasn't an organization problem, it was a furniture problem. Specifically, that piece of furniture. That is the big lamp that's going on Facebook Marketplace right now. And she asked me some really nice questions like, how do you want this space to feel? And we needed to get rid of this train table, you know, the type that I'm talking about, typically for toddlers and preschoolers and younger kids. It was taking up this enormous chunk of space in the living room. So as soon as we walked in our door, which is back there, we would come through here and there'd be this big train table in the space blocking the energy flow. So she helped us move this lamp, move the train table, and we moved this little shelving unit to put some toys on it. Now, I love the Montessori style. I know that the research says kids do best when they have 4 toys at a time or 9 toys max. That's a little fun fact if you didn't know that. But this is what it looks like in our living room right now with our toys. But one of the things that my sister-in-law asked me when she was getting curious about, like, how do I want the space to feel, she said, so what's the piece that's missing? Here's some real toys too, just to be honest. And I said, well, the other place that gets really congested is we don't have a place to put our mail. So it's on the table or it's on this little key stand, and sometimes we have to bring it into our room because the space where our child sleeps used to be a home office and things could get all put into that space before. And she said, it's nice to have a space for your kid, but each of you needs a working space for your stuff too. And it was this light bulb moment, like, oh, I get to have a space that feels good. And we spent the next morning spending a few hours going into each of the different rooms and setting up an uncluttered area for me when I want to write things out, and for my husband as well. So why am I sharing this story with you? Because I'm noticing all these conversations with moms this summer that have the same flavor of overwhelm, sad, and scared beneath it. And I wonder what you might be experiencing right now. One mom I was talking to said that she has a 15-year-old and a preteen, and she said, I am running them around 5, 6, 7 days a week in both directions. And she said, everybody tells me that summer should be enjoyable, and yet I'm running them around, and so there's not time to do things that I like. And when I asked her, true to my sister-in-law style, like, well, what would you like? She said, I don't know, but I don't enjoy this, and it doesn't ever seem to get easier as the kids get older. Another mom I was talking to has a 3-year-old, and they use an attachment philosophy and co-sleeping philosophy, but they also have a younger child now in their household. And she was saying laying down next to our 3-year-old to fall asleep isn't working for us anymore because it's taking 2.5 hours. Our child gets energized. Our 3-year-old, it's like he really enjoys the energy and the attention at the end of the day, and then he really doesn't fall asleep. And what I know about all of these moms in this example, including myself, is that we're devoted, we love our kid, we're into growth, but sometimes we don't have the right tool. We don't have the right plan, or we're trying to figure things out ourselves. And if, like me, you've tried to address the same problem 5 or 6 or 7 times, particularly this toy situation in my living room, and it's not working, there might be a different angle to take. Maybe it's not a toy problem or an organization problem. Maybe it's a furniture problem and you need to get rid of something. That's how I think about parenting. There are so many amazing tools, articles, podcasts that we listen to, and non-amazing ones that we listen to also. You know who I'm talking about, those people who are our loved ones, and they have lots of things to say as well about what we should be doing. But sometimes we need to do less, and we need to do the things that are right to address the situation. So I'd love to hear from you. If there's something that's making you feel overwhelmed or sad or scared, let me know. I'm curious about it. And this is the exact sort of thing that we talk about when I host a monthly online call that's free. It's called The Gathering. It's for parents who are raising strong-willed or emotionally intense kids who know that they need different tools for their kid or their own parenting personality in order to create more calm and connection and enjoyment at home. I've been doing this work as a certified parenting coach for 19 years. And at this phase, I really just like to meet cool people and talk about what's happening in your family, what kind of a guided plan might be necessary in order for you to enjoy the time that you spend together, and practice honoring yourself as a parent, as well as honoring your child, looking beneath the behaviors so that their psychological needs are being met, but not to the exclusion of your needs as well. So if you're interested in joining me, we have a call coming up on July 19th. I'll put that link below. It's a free call to come and hang out with other parents who are like you and I. And we'll talk about yourself and your kid, and I hope to see you there.